We're in Volume 5 of the Bible story by Arthur S Maxwell. And my book in front has a mom and a daughter waving at her husband in a chariot. And we are at Part 3, Story 3, Boy with a Money Box. That's what it says. Having been being brought up in the temple by Jehoiada, Jehoiada, Jeho, Jeho, Jehoiada, Jehoiada, and his good wife, Jehoshaphat, Jehoshaphath. It was natural that Jos, Joseph, Joash, would serve the God of heaven. It was also natural that he should want to repair the temple, where he had spent most of his boyhood years. He had many reasons for being thankful to God and to the priests who had watched over him so long at great risk to their own lives. No doubt, too, Jehoiada had more than once suggested to him that he might show his gratitude by restoring the house of God. It surely needed fixing. Though less than 200 years had passed since its dedication, it was a wreck compared with what it had been in King Solomon's day. Not only had it been raided by the soldiers of the Pharaoh Shishak and the Philistines and the Arabians, but the sons of the queen, but the sons of Queen Athila had broken up the house of God and taken all the dedicated things and put them into the temple of Baal. Soon after he was made king, Joash, Joash sounds good, called the priests and Levites together and ordered them to go to all the cities of Judah and gather money to repair the temple. And be quick about it, he told them, anxious that the work should be started as soon as possible. The Levites, however, didn't did not hurry themselves. Perhaps they said to one another, "The king is still a boy, so why should we take any notice of him?" When the king learned that his command had been disobeyed and that the money was only trickling in, he sent for Jehoiada and asked him what was the matter with the Levites and why they were so slack in their duties. He wanted more speed, more action. Then, just like a boy, he suggested a very simple way to get the money quickly. What about putting a big box or chest outside the temple gate and ask everybody to put something in? Jehoiada agreed that the idea was worth trying, and so, at the king's command, they made a chest and without set it without at the gate of the house of the Lord. The Bible doesn't say so, but I feel sure that King Joash was the first to put an offering into the box. as a worthy example to his people. Right after him came the prince with the S, of the realm and all the merchants of the city, each dropping in some gift. As word about the king's money box spread through the country, people came flocking to Jerusalem by the thousands to see. This was something new and different, and the boy king's own idea. Soon there was a long line of men and women, boys and girls, wanting to put something in the box. Every moment the clink of gold or silver might be heard. The children loved it. By and by, servants ran to the king with news that the box was full. It wouldn't hold another shekel. Joash could hardly believe his ears. He ordered that the box be brought to him and opened in his presence. As the king's scribe and high priest officers tipped up the box in the king's office and poured out piles of gold and silver, the king was delighted. Probably he had never seen so much money before, for the priests of the Lord had been very poor during the reign of Queen Athaliah, when he was hidden in the temple. Let it be filled again, he said, and the empty box was put in the place outside the temple, where more people were eagerly waiting to put money into it. And then it, of course, has an illustration of the at the gate, the two-pager, and them dropping money in there. Okay, and we're not through with the story yet. We still got a little bit to go. Okay. By nightfall, the box was full once more. Again, it was empty before the king, who was overjoyed at the success of his plan. Thus they did it day by day and gathered money in abundance. As the silver and gold came in, it was used to hire masons and carpenters, as much as wrought iron and brass to mend the house of the Lord. How long it took to make all the repairs we are not told, but at last the work was done. When all the bills were paid, it was found that there was such much money left over. Thus was used to make vessels of gold and silver for the priests to use in the temple services. What happened to the money box, nobody knows, but it served its purpose, and the story of it lets us see how even a little boy can have a very bright idea. And then down at the bottom, it has the illustration of them pouring the money out in front of the king, Joash. And of course, like always, that is the end of story part 3, story 3. So break, and then we'll start on the next one in just a second. Okay?